Hi, my name is Frank Schaefer, and back in the 1970s and 80s, as the nepotistic sidekick of my evangelist father, Francis Schaefer, I was in the religious right. More than that, I was a religious right leader. And then I bailed after 1984 when my dad died. I just didn't want to be in that environment anymore. It was too ugly, too hate-filled, too stupid, actually, and too soul-destroying. So since then, I've gotten out, I've written memoirs about my experiences in that world, but today, two things came together very clearly. In the Atlanta area, a young evangelical man, 21 years old, has just confessed to mass murder, killing Asian hostesses in massage parlors, amongst a few other people who were innocent bystanders, as it were. He comes from the same sort of background I did. He goes to a Southern Baptist church, was raised on a Bible that said when a girl loses her virginity before marriage, she should be dragged to the gate of her father's home, Deuteronomy 21, and stoned by the men of the village. Evangelicalism is misogyny wrapped in a velvet glove. The velvet glove is Jesus, explaining away the unkindness of 99% of the Bible with some lovely sayings in things like the Beatitudes and other parts of the New Testament. But then the Bible gears right back into its misogyny again with St. Paul, who comes out and says the place of women in church is to be silent. They are not to pray or speak in public. The Southern Baptists and other denominations have gone along with this misogyny. Children raised in evangelical backgrounds from cradle to grave learn that women have second-class status. There's no way to dance around what the Bible says. If you say you believe the Bible, you believe that women are second-class citizens. Now, this boy was obviously unstable. Not all evangelicals gun down women who tempt them for sex. He says that he's a sex addict and he was avoiding temptation by murder, at least according to what the police say this alleged criminal has done. Combine that with white evangelicals arriving en masse by thousands at the Capitol, brought there by buses funded by churches and Christian organizations, and people like Franklin Graham and Ralph Reed and others saying the only thing wrong with the Capitol invasion was the fact that afterward, Republican congressional people voted against Trump and his terrorism. The fact is, the white evangelical movement in America is a long-ignored terrorist threat to our democracy. We've been talking about Arabs and Muslims post 9/11, and right here at home with the militia movement and all the rest of it, inextricably bound up with a biblical view of sex and misogyny and Christianity. We have a powerful movement where an individual takes a gun and guns down women who are always portrayed in the Bible as temptresses from Genesis forward. In both Jewish and Christian tradition, the women are always the temptress. The men drag them to the city gate and stone them for whatever it is they have done wrong in losing their virginity. And in this moment, where these women were gunned down in cold blood for tempting this young man, so he could deal with what he called sex addiction, which is the way evangelicals try to describe normal sexual function, whether it's gay sex or transgender issues, all the rest of this, they describe these things as diseases or sins that need to be dealt with. And the invasion of the Capitol, you have two events which starkly show that the presence of white evangelical Christianity in America is dangerous, and that the FBI and the media and other people have to stop dancing around this and use English words to describe who these people are. These are not extremists. These are white evangelicals. And without the white evangelical movement, Trump never would have been president. Without the 70% of white evangelicals who still say the election was stolen, you wouldn't have the Republicans given the excuse to try to rig every future election by attacking the right to vote in state after state. With white evangelicals out of the picture, you do not have Southern Baptists raising little boys in the South, then handing them guns. He said he was into God and guns, said his pastor. What could possibly go wrong if you're into God, guns, and evangelical misogyny and hatred of others? This has to change. These are fake family values. Fake family values. And in the 70s, I was adept at selling fake family values. Anti-woman, anti-abortion, anti-gay, anti-lesbian, all of this. These are the sinful women. Well, some of them just got gunned down. It is time we turn the page on our fake family values and talk about real family values. Falling in love, having children and families, whether we're gay, transgender, heterosexual. All the science that shows that the ability to love a child can be shared equally by men or gay men or transgender people or those who are non-binary. Science-based truth that says that evolution has taught us about the survival of the friendliest, not the survival of the fittest, and the dominance of others. This is what needs to replace the evangelical Christian fake family values.